Picture this. You wake up on a Tuesday morning, no alarm, no Slack notifications blowing up your phone, no emails from your boss asking you to join a 9 a.m. call you didn't know about. You just wake up, naturally. You make yourself a coffee, you sit by the window, and you decide, right now in this moment, what you're going to do with your day. Maybe you travel. Maybe you work on something you actually care about. Maybe you do absolutely nothing, and that's completely fine too. Now here's the question I want you to really sit with. What if that wasn't a fantasy? What if that was your reality? Not in 40 years when you're 65 and your knees are shot, but in 10 years from now. I know what you're thinking. Max, that sounds great, but I'm not some tech bro who sold a startup for $10 million. And you're right. Neither are most of the people who actually pull this off. Because retiring in 10 years isn't about hitting the lottery. It's not about getting lucky with crypto. It's about having a blueprint, a specific, repeatable mathematical blueprint, and actually following it. That's exactly what we're covering today. By the end of this video, you're going to understand the exact framework that makes early retirement possible for regular people with regular incomes. We're going to break down the numbers, expose the myths that are keeping you broke, and give you a step-by-step system you can start applying this week. Let's get into it. Why most people will never retire early. And it's not what you think. Here's the uncomfortable truth that nobody wants to say out loud. Most people will never retire early. Not because they don't earn enough, but because they've been handed a completely broken mental model about what retirement even is. The traditional system tells you this. Work for 40 years, save whatever's left after spending, invest in your company's 401k, and hope that by the time you're 65, there's enough in there to survive on. That's the plan. That's what most people are following right now. And it's not just inefficient, it's mathematically designed to keep you working forever. Think about it. The average American saves less than 5% of their income. At that savings rate, it takes approximately 66 years to accumulate enough wealth to stop working. 66 years. That means if you start working at 22, you retire at 88. Congratulations, you made it. Except statistically, you might not even be alive. But here's where it gets interesting. The people who retire early, and I'm not talking about millionaires, I'm talking about teachers, nurses, engineers, regular people. They don't have some secret income source. The difference is almost entirely in one variable, their savings rate. That's it. That's the whole game. When you save 10% of your income, you're working toward retirement in about 40 years. When you save 25%, that drops to around 30 years. Save 50%, and you're looking at roughly 17 years. Push it to 65 to 70%, and you can hit financial independence in under 10 years. The math doesn't lie. It doesn't care about your feelings. It just works. The number you actually need. Before we talk about how to get there, we need to talk about the destination. Because most people have no idea how much money they actually need to retire. They just assume it's some impossibly large number, $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, and they give up before they even start. Let me introduce you to the concept that changes everything. The 4% rule. This is the foundation of early retirement planning, and once you understand it, you'll never look at your spending the same way again. Here's how it works. Research from Trinity University, what's known as the Trinity Study, showed that a diversified investment portfolio can sustain a 4% annual withdrawal rate indefinitely, meaning if you have $1 million invested, you can withdraw $40,000 per year and historically, your portfolio will last forever. Not 30 years, forever, because your returns outpace your withdrawals. So the formula is simple. Take your annual expenses, multiply by 25, and that's your financial independence number. That's the target. If you spend $30,000 a year, you need $750,000. If you spend $50,000 a year, you need $1.25 million. If you spend $80,000 a year, you need $2 million. That's it. That's the finish line. And now it's a real, concrete, calculable number, not some vague dream. Here's the insight most people miss. You have two levers, not one. You can increase what you invest and you can decrease what you spend. And both of them move your number in the right direction simultaneously. Every dollar you stop spending does two things. It reduces how much you need to save and it frees up more money to save faster. That's a double compounding effect that most financial advisors never explain to you. The 10-year blueprint. Step by step. All right, so now let's get into the actual blueprint. How do you go from where you are right now to financial independence in 10 years or less? There are 5 core pillars, and every single one of them matters. Pillar 1. Know your current numbers. Cold. You cannot optimize what you don't measure. This sounds obvious, but the vast majority of people have no idea what they actually spend in a month. They have a vague sense. They know rent and car payment. But grocery runs, subscriptions, dinners out, random Amazon purchases, it all bleeds together into one invisible drain on their future. Your first job this week is to audit every single dollar that left your account in the last 90 days. Not to feel guilty, not to punish yourself, just to see clearly. Because once you see the numbers, your brain starts working for you instead of against you. You're looking for 3 things: your total monthly expenses, your total monthly income after tax, and the gap between them. That gap is your current savings rate. Write it down. That number is your starting line. Most people who do this exercise for the first time are shocked, not by how little they save, but by how much they spend on things that genuinely don't make them happy. The streaming service they haven't opened in 4 months, the gym membership they use twice a year, the subscriptions that auto-renew into the void. This isn't about being cheap, it's about being intentional. There's a massive difference. Pillar 2. Engineer your savings rate to at least 40%. Once you know your numbers, the next step is aggressive but achievable. Get your savings rate to at least 40%. For the 10-year timeline, 50% is the real target, but 40% is the floor. Now I know what you're thinking. Max, I can't save 50% of my income. I have bills, I have a family, I live in an expensive city. And I hear you. But let me push back just a little. For most people in developed countries, the barriers to a high savings rate are lifestyle choices, not hard constraints. That's not a judgment, it's just the truth. And the sooner you accept it, the sooner you can actually do something about it. There are 2 sides to this equation. The first is cutting spending. Housing is your biggest lever. If you can get your housing costs below 25% of your take-home income, you've already won half the battle. The second is increasing income. And here's where I want to spend a minute, because a lot of FIRE content focuses only on frugality, and that's a mistake. Frugality alone has a ceiling. You can only cut so much. Income has no ceiling. The most powerful version of this blueprint involves both. Cutting lifestyle inflation aggressively while simultaneously growing your income through career advancement, side income, or building assets. Every raise you get means nothing if your spending rises to match it. That's called lifestyle inflation, and it's the silent killer of early retirement dreams. Every raise you get that you don't spend, that goes straight into the machine. Pillar 3. Invest the right way. Not the exciting way. Here's where a lot of people blow it. They get excited about investing. They start watching content about options trading and crypto and individual stock picks, and they turn their retirement portfolio into a casino. I've seen it happen 100 times, and statistically, almost every single one of them underperforms someone who just bought a boring index fund every month and never touched it. The 10-year blueprint runs on index fund investing. Specifically, low-cost, broadly diversified index funds that track the total stock market. Think funds that track the S&P 500, total market funds, or a combination of US and international exposure. The fees should be microscopic. We're talking expense ratios below 0.10%. Every percentage point in fees is money that compounds against you for a decade. The strategy is embarrassingly simple. Invest consistently every single month regardless of what the market is doing. When the market drops, you buy more shares for the same money. When the market rises, your existing shares grow. You don't try to time it. You don't panic and sell. You just keep buying, month after month, like a machine. This is called dollar cost averaging, and it's one of the most powerful wealth-building strategies ever discovered, precisely because it requires absolutely no skill or prediction. Max out your tax-advantaged accounts first, your 401k up to the employer match. That's a 50% to 100% instant return on your money. Never leave it on the table. Then your Roth IRA. Then your HSA if you have access to one. Then taxable brokerage accounts for everything beyond that. This order matters because taxes are the biggest expense most investors never think about. Pillar 4. Build multiple income streams. Here's the part of the blueprint that separates people who make it in 10 years from those who take 15 or 20. Active. Income from your job is powerful, but it has one critical flaw. It requires your time. You can only sell your time once, and if your health fails, or your industry shifts, or you get laid off, that income can disappear overnight. The people who retire in 10 years almost always have at least one income stream that doesn't depend entirely on their presence. This could be dividend income from your investment portfolio. As your portfolio grows, dividends start rolling in passively. It could be rental income from real estate. It could be a small online business, a digital product, consulting work on the side, or royalties from something you created. I'm not telling you to build a business empire while also working a full-time job and trying to have a life. What I'm telling you is, start small, start early, and be consistent. Even an extra $500 a month from a side income invested over 10 years can make a significant difference to your timeline. An extra $1,000 a month, that could shave years off your retirement date. The compounding effect of an additional income stream isn't just financial, it's psychological. When you start seeing money come in from multiple directions, something shifts in your mindset. You stop feeling trapped by any single employer. You start feeling like someone who has options, and that feeling changes the decisions you make, the risks you're willing to take, and the speed at which you build. Pillar 5. Protect the plan. Building wealth is one half of the equation. Keeping it is the other. And this is the part almost everyone ignores until it's too late. You need an emergency fund, not a small one. 3 to 6 months of living expenses sitting in a high-yield savings account, completely separate from your investment accounts. This is not an investment. This is insurance against life happening. Because life will happen. Cars break down, medical bills appear, jobs get eliminated. Without a buffer, any one of these events forces you to pull from your investments at the worst possible time, often right when the market is down. You need proper insurance coverage, health insurance, disability insurance, and term life insurance if you have dependents. Disability insurance in particular is massively underrated. Your ability to earn income is your most valuable financial asset right now. If something happens to you and you can't work, disability insurance is what keeps the plan alive. And finally, you need to protect your mindset. Because the 10-year path is not a straight line. There will be market crashes. You'll watch your portfolio drop 30%, 40%, maybe more in a single year. There will be moments where it all feels pointless, and you want to blow your savings on a luxury vacation and just accept the normal retirement timeline like everyone else. The people who make it aren't the ones who never feel that way. They're the ones who've built systems, automated their investments, and made it hard to make bad decisions in moments of weakness. The math in action. A real example. Let's make this concrete. Let's say you're 30 years old. You earn $75,000 a year after tax. That's $6,250 a month. You currently spend $4,500 a month and save $1,750, which is about a 28% savings rate. Using the blueprint, you aggressively cut spending to $3,000 a month and increase your income to $8,000 a month through career growth and a small side income. Now you're saving $5,000 a month, a 62.5% savings rate. You invest every dollar into low-cost index funds averaging 8% annual return, which is conservative by historical standards. After 10 years, your portfolio sits at approximately $870,000. Your annual spending is $36,000. Your financial independence number at 25 times is $900,000. You are essentially at the finish line at age 40. That's not a fantasy, that's math. The exact same math that thousands of people have used to walk away from their jobs before their 45th birthday. The biggest mistakes that derail the plan. Let me save you years of pain by naming the mistakes I see destroy early retirement plans over and over again. Lifestyle inflation. Every time your income goes up, your spending goes up to match. The fancy apartment, the newer car, the upgraded everything. You make more money but somehow never have more to invest. Break this cycle ruthlessly, trying to get rich quick. People discover the early retirement path, get impatient, start taking massive risks with options or speculative assets, blow up their portfolio, and set themselves back years. The boring index fund strategy works. Trust the math, not the hype. Ignoring taxes. The difference between investing in a tax-advantaged account versus a regular brokerage can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars over a decade. Understand your tax situation and optimize it. Calculating wrong. Some people calculate their FIRE number based on their current spending without accounting for healthcare, costs in early retirement, inflation, or potential large future expenses like kids' education or home repairs. Build in a buffer. Use 3.5% withdrawal rate if you want to be conservative. Overestimate your number rather than underestimate it. Going it alone. The psychological weight of being radically different from everyone around you is real. When all your friends are buying bigger houses and nicer cars and going on expensive trips, staying the course is genuinely hard. Find community, whether online or in person, and with people who are on the same path. It makes an enormous difference. The life waiting for you on the other side. I want to end with something that often gets lost in all the spreadsheets and savings rates and index fund talk. Because this isn't really about money. Money is just the tool. What you're actually building is freedom. The freedom to spend your time exactly the way you want to say yes to things that matter and no to things that don't, to take a risk on a passion project without needing it to pay your rent, to be present with the people you love instead of trading your best hours for a paycheck, to wake up on a Tuesday with no alarm and decide completely freely what your day is going to look like. That's what's on the other side of this blueprint, and it's available to you. Not just theoretically, actually, practically, mathematically available to you. If you start now, stay consistent and refuse to settle for the default path. The default path works for some people, but you're here watching this video, which tells me you're not looking for default. You're looking for something better. So here's what I want you to do right now. Today, not tomorrow, not next Monday. Open your bank app. Look at your last 90 days of spending. Calculate your savings rate. And write down your financial independence number using the 25 times rule. Just those 3 things. That's your starting point. The blueprint is in your hands. The only question left is whether you're going to use it.